Hello, my name is Mark Allen, here in old little town of Bellingham, where I'm standing in the waters of beautiful Lake Padden, the gem of Lake Padden Park, a park for which several of you have requested that I do a video. However, let's divert from that and start with a little request. I had a complaint from both William Paley, the CEO of CBS, and David Sarnoff, the CEO of NBC. Two highly senior executives came crying on my shoulder and told me that I've always had a few thumbs down, part of the YouTube thumbs up, thumbs down system. And they're wondering why, despite the fact that my videos have always done very well and we've always received positive comments in person and email. So please do us a favor. Reach out to me. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. You can email me. Here's my email address, Allen, A-L-L-Y-N, @well.com. Well, let's see. Let's wake up the folks in the control room. Come on. Put it on. Allen, A-L-L-Y-N, @well.com. There you go. And I'm on Facebook, Mark Allen, M-A-R-K-A-L-L-Y-N. So, without any further ado, let's take the magic carpet down to Fairhaven and get on my bicycle, which is the healthiest and most beautiful form of transportation. And let's ride the bicycle up the hill here to beautiful Lake Padden Park, which I consider the Shangri-La at the end of the long trail through the lost horizon. Welcome to downtown Fairhaven. That beautiful piece of art on southbound 12th Street reminds that we are all of the one, including that bus, that car, that truck in the parking lot, this bicycle I'm on, and that tractor in the parking lot over there. We're all of the one. We use the same responsibilities, and we have the same rights as each other. Yes, I know some of the more militant bicyclists consider that we are superior. I firmly disagree with that statement. We all must coexist. I can talk of my own experience, and that is, when I ride my bicycle, I know I feel good, I get my exercise, and I need to remind you, we need to turn left here at the signal. We're going on eastbound on a street with the enchanted name of Old Fairhaven Highway. As I was saying, riding my bicycle does give me a sense of freedom. However, at the end of the day, I personally feel good, I sleep better, and I feel that my health has really improved. As we approach I-5, we need to stay out of that right turn only lane. Otherwise, we may end up joining the madding crowds of Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, and beyond. So let's stay in that straight lane. We're going to go under that madness called I-5. Once we go under there, we're going to look for the second right, which is 34th Street or Avenue. Be careful, don't turn right on 33rd. From about here, you're going to be going up beautiful character building hills all the way to the park. The hills are extremely important in building your character and your stamina and your endurance. They are the most valuable parts of any bicycle ride, especially this one. As you're going up these hills, and you'll be turning right here on 34th, and oh, by the way, please have no fear of that sign that says no outlet. Now we're continuing up the hill, further away from the city, into the countryside, and here's the entrance to a wonderful trail. Please allow me to give you a formal, warm, and hearty welcome to that fairyland ahead. Well, we made it. We are at the entrance of the gateway to the Padden Gorge Trail, which is to my right. For those of you who are lost and seeking this home, we are about 50 feet from the intersection of South Avenue and 34th Street here in South Fairhaven, near Bellingham, Washington. We're going to transition from an area of urban rush and noise and the madding crowd, and entering a journey through the mystical forest of your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And let's hope that we can all find that elusive and mystical Shangri-La, just as the heroes did in the old fabled movie, The Lost Horizon. Come with me and let's find that peaceful, tranquil place of your dreams. Beautiful Lake Padden Park. Welcome to the gateway from the rush of urban life to the tranquility of the countryside. Think of this as a gateway from your anxieties to your inner peace. The hills do get harder and higher, which will give you stamina, both of the physical as well as the mental and the spiritual self. The trail is a bit rough, but that 35 millimeter tire that I have on my bicycle is quite adequate for this crushed rock and cinder trail. Here the hill is getting steeper and much more difficult. I see it as a challenge, and yes, I may have to walk up some of that hill, but it is also helping me a lot. Every time we go up a hill, we gain strength and we gain wisdom. Here we're coming up on 36th Street. This is very brief. We'll go right, we'll stay on this little street. It is a bit of a relaxation from the hills until we get here. This is the continuation of the trail and more character building hills as we make our way through both the forest and our inner souls to the heart of beautiful Padden Park, We see a few buildings and maybe a few people, but this is truly a wonderful sanctuary. You do need to stay on the main trail. There are some temptations going off to the left and to the right. But as long as you are on this main trail, you are going in the right direction and keeping your heart, your spirit, and your mind in full synchronization with each other and with the cosmos beyond. You become truly part of the world, the forest, the universe, and the cosmos as you're making your way through these beautiful trails, through a fairyland both of the physical and of the mental. This lets you explore your mind, question your assumptions, and learn new ways of thinking and new journeys. Now let me welcome you to the park where we are now arriving. Well, it looks like we made it. Welcome to Lake Padden Park after some very substantial, shall we call them, character building hills to get up here, but in a very, very gorgeous setting. And by the way, I'll have some geographic information of all the various key locations on the companion website that you can see at bicycle-bellingham.com. Oh, come on, I gotta wake up the engineers, hold on. Hello down in the control room. Come on, come on. Thank you. Well, join me for a journey of our Shangri-La, our gem, Lake Padden Park here in Bellingham. Starting right here where we enter the park, we have this little dock or pier. But sorry for you swimmers, there is no ladder. It is a fishing dock that affords some beautiful views of the lake. Great for introspection and enjoyment and realization of what a jewel this place is. Now let's head right or go west. We're going to go counterclockwise around the lake. And yes, we start with a hill, another character building hill, and we start our circle around the lake. The trail is just like the trail that led into the lake. It's good for a 35mm tire, but narrow tires like the 20mm racing tires may find a bit of a challenge. Now, as you follow this trail through the park and into your mind, there will be many, many trails going off to the left and right. I call those temptations. Temptation to further explore yourself. Most of them are for foot or hiking only, not for bicycles, which makes them far quieter, more secluded, and more inviting to help you find out who you really are. Now, I do want to suggest that when you're riding your bicycle on the main trail or hiking, please do watch out, as unfortunately there are some rather deep ditches on either side of this trail, and you don't want to fall into a ditch. I'll tell you a story. I was daydreaming while riding my bicycle on Chucknut Drive, and I fell into a ditch That was more humiliating than when that kid called me a faggot in gym class in school because he was a bully. Falling into the ditch was far more embarrassing for me. Well, let's continue on. You can see the lake to your left, kind of tentatively or tantalizingly hiding from your full view, which makes it more fun. You can see one or two people occasionally, but everyone is quiet. This is treated with the same respect as a library or sanctuary. Talking is whispered, maybe a few kids yelling or playing, but most of all, it's quiet. It's a great place to journey through the forest of this park or the forest of your own mind, your own spirit, yourself. Find out who you really are, who we are, who I am. These trails are great for opening the corridors of your spirit and your soul. The trails are mostly flat. There are a few very gentle ups and downs, but nothing like the hills that we had to go on to enter this park. Here, by the way, we're at the southern end of the lake, and see that water on your left. We are going over Padden Creek. Now, turning north, we are approaching the public fenced-in off-leash dog exercise area and the public playfields. But first, let's look at this nice signboard to your left. It has a nice map of the park. We are now located on this lower right-hand corner of the lake, ready to head back north. But let's take a tiny peek at the fenced-in off-leash dog exercise field and the playfield. Great playfield for your favorite sport. What's better than playing your beautiful sport in the country, away from it all? Let's start to head through the field on the trail to the north, but note that surprisingly this field is equipped with lights. So yes, they can have nighttime televised sports and activities here at Lake Padden Park. Maybe someday the television networks of the galaxies will broadcast a very, very special game or a very, very special spiritual and loving gathering festival here in this great park. It would be a great event for Bellingham and the galaxy beyond. Well, that's my dream, but let's continue on. We kind of rounded the corner of the playfield. There is a picnic area coming up ahead. And as you pass that, as you can see, the trail affords a great view of both the field and the lake. And look at that on your right, there is a playground. A playground for children. Children of us and children of our minds. Yes, I have swung on swings in playground, even as a 66-year-old adult. Now, passing this bathhouse on your right, we are approaching the shore of the lake. There are secluded little coves and beaches. Some of them are appropriate for swimming, some are not, but have no fear. There is a beautiful swimming area coming up ahead. And by the way, I want to point out that one of the main reasons why this lake is tranquility and peace is that no gasoline engines on boats are allowed. That's why you can lay peacefully on this great lawn and enjoy a quiet meditation with no disturbance, or take a quiet, solemn walk on these trails through this park and through your mind to gather your spirits, look at them, caress them, and study them, and thank them for being part of you. There is not a swimming dock, but a fishing dock ahead. This is the east side fishing dock. Even though it does not have a ladder for swimming, yes, it affords some great views of the lake. So let's continue on. As I was saying, the only boats that you can launch from that public boat launch coming up are kayaks, rowboats, sailboats, and an electric motor-powered boat that's silent. Very interesting at this public boat launch. I did watch a family launch their boat. What's interesting to note is that they were almost all silent, as if they were launching a boat in a sanctuary, or maybe even a library. It felt so quiet and so sacred as they were launching their kayaks. Here is that public launch, and you can see the family launching their boats. Yes, you could swim off of this ramp if it's not busy, but you can also get some great introspection of yourself with these views of the lake. Now let's take a little side trip, a brief journey away from the lake shore, up this character building hill, which is the road above the public boat launch, and through this parking lot, and we're going to enter one of the most world famous 18-hole golf courses. But this is a municipal public golf course. It is open to everyone. You and I and everyone in Bellingham, everyone in this country, everyone in this planet, and everyone in our whole galaxy is allowed to turn right on this beautiful road, go through those gates like an honored guest, approaching the golf course and a clubhouse. By the way, that clubhouse does have a pro shop, and yes, it does have a full service restaurant or dining room. No different than those multi-trillion-dollar a year private country clubs that have multi-million-year waiting lists to get into. You are treated like royalty at this club. There's the clubhouse to your left. As we're coming into the cart area, here's some better views of the clubhouse. The golf carts that you can rent, as well as the fairway. I could not ride my bike onto the fairway, so you will have to accept these views, my camera, until you can come here as an honored guest. And by the way, the people here are great. They're probably far, far more interesting than many people at these very wealthy country clubs. Well, let's get back onto the magic carpet, go back down to the boat launch, and continue our journey through your mind, through your heart, through your soul, and through your spirit. As we go around the lake to the north, we are now about, yes, here we are, the swimming part of the park. Several nice, cozy little private beaches here. Primitive, but yet perfectly adequate for swimming. I would like to point out the water here is nice and warm in September. When I did my introduction to this video, I felt like I was in a bathtub, and this is the 1st of September. Great place for a nice, relaxing, or exercising swim, no matter what the air temperature is in September. I talked to some folks, and yes, it stays pretty warm in the lake until the middle or end of September. And yes, to be treated like a king in that little building that you'll be seeing up ahead. See that building? Well, yes, not only does it contain a lavatory, it contains a shower. I went in there and confirmed, yes, there's a shower, and yes, that shower does work. This is the only place that I remember here in Bellingham for a swimming area that has full shower facilities. So let's continue on. We're leaving most of the swimming area behind us, moving along this trail once again to find that inner light that we all have. That inner light that can be elusive, and yes, it could take several laps around the trails of this park to find that inner light. And by the way, there are many, many trails that me on a bicycle cannot use, but if you're on foot, you're welcome to use them. By the way, that fenced area to your right is a tennis court. So after a few matches of tennis, yes, you can relax. Get introspection to yourself by these wonderful views of the lake from the east side of the lake. And that, by the way, is the North Fishing Pier where we first entered this park. And we are now embarking on the final last stretch of the journey around the lake. Perhaps I should come out here on foot to further help you explore the many other foot trails to help you and me and us to find our inner soul, our inner peace, the inner answers to all those questions you did not know how to ask. So let's leave you there. I want to thank you for being my buddy as we take this journey around this beautiful jewel of a park and old little town of Bellingham. Thank you.